Greetings, friends. How are you? I pray for you this morning. I hope your life be blissful, happy, and all the stress that you have the solution for it as well. So, my name is Veronica. I was born in the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. How could one person be from two places? And I'm sure you haven't heard about Trinidad and Tobago on the news, but you will hear it about Trinidad and Tobago if you have friends, neighbors from Trinidad and Tobago. It's right at the tip of South America. I'm making a documentation about my morning run because I have been running in the morning, running, chanting, praying to my God in the morning for many, many, many years. But it's coming to a point now where it's coming to a climax and I don't understand what's happening. So this morning when I went, there was a car there. There was a truck there, the same truck from yesterday, but he stayed inside his truck. And there's usually a black pickup truck that comes and parked there, and I do not know if they are monitoring me or if it's a homeless person. Um, Tip for homeless people: we never sleep in the same place. Well, I'm not homeless no more, thank God, but you never sleep in the same place twice. You could go back, after a week, after a few days, but do not be consecutively sleeping in the same spot. And as I'm on the topic of homeless, one of the places you could get like breakfast is like in the those hotel that serves continental breakfast. Yeah, so even if you look like you just got up, they think you walk downstairs and you can have a breakfast, pack your plate for the day, and that's two tips for you. Okay, so about this morning, apart from the car driving around, there wasn't like much interference, and my workout was pretty good. My chanting was pretty good. My focus was pretty good. All the energy and everything was pretty good. I was soaking wet. That means it was a really good run and workout. The only thing is that when there's less interference, and even though I'm focusing, I have less adrenaline. So I kind of like the interference a little bit, but I'm a little bit disturbed about it because of their persistence to stop my music, which means you want to stop me from dancing. If you stop me from dancing, I'm no longer in this world. So, what did the ocean say to the beach? The ocean can't talk, it just wave. Another silly joke. So, by the way, I want to take this opportunity to ask you, what are your moral values? What do you base your values on? Um, like I said, I started off being Roman Catholic, and I know Jesus really, really good. So I know Moses had 10 commandments, and then Jesus come and break it down in two. So I would like to share those two with you, and hopefully you know what they are and practicing them. But just in case you're not, there's 2 commandments, and one is love God most of all, above everything. Love God. In other words, there's a creator that created all the stuff that you could see, that you know, that you don't know, that you cannot see. Like the air you breathe, you can't see it, right? And the second thing is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And if you think that's hard, all you have to do, it's called emulate. In other words, you put yourself in that person's shoes. You see a neighbor struggling, you see somebody struggling, help them. Why? Because if you put yourself in their place, you will want someone to help you too. So those are two basic principles to have your moral value, to start with your moral values. Love God most of all, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And on Wednesday, I want to request you to join me in fasting. Fasting from bread, pasta, corn, any type of gluten stuff. In other words, you could have fruits, vegetables. Quinoa is very good. Like I said, it has higher protein than any meat that you want to eat. Plus, it has less of the fat, the chemicals, and definitely no karma because quinoa was made to be eaten. Animals was not made to be eaten. I'm not putting you down if you put animals because we all have to go through that period. I remember the hardest thing I had a hard time was giving up was chicken wings. Oh my gosh, I love me some chicken wings. Until one day after I ate a chicken wing, God say, smell the bone. And you will think you was in the friggin' cemetery. I don't know if you want to stop eating meat or even if you want to love eating meat, smell the bone after you finish it. Oh my God, it's death. Plus, I'm a cartoon person, and cartoon is made for kids. And there's a lot of lessons in there. Of course, there's a lot of other stuff as well. You can't get away from it. But I just stick to the good stuff. And one of my favorite cartoons is Hotel Transylvania, the very first one. And when Drac say, go kill something. And he's like, Drac, we don't do that anymore. There's Pop Tarts. In the cartoon, you look, they'll say, here, go have a hummus sandwich and stuff like that, So even the kids, they're training now, they're reprogramming your brain. And saying that, I want to ask you, because it happened to me and I'm older than you, I'm positive. There's so many things in life that you learn and you have to relearn it. So one of the things I want to talk to you about is weight loss. So I used to be like really heavy and overweight and life was really tough and hopefully we get there because I'm going to document everything. As a matter of fact, there's some stuff I didn't talk about yet. Okay. So one of the first things with weight loss is a catch-20, which means you do not walk because you're heavy and you're heavy because you do not walk. So somewhere along the line, you're going to break that. Even if you start off with a small, whatever your small is, should be your biggest. Start off with that. And then the second thing about walking is your shoes. Otherwise, your knee's going to go bad fast. Shoes are very important. I go through shoes very, very fast, but it's worth it. And then the second thing is that I know it's hard because we used to having, breakfast, and lunch, and then dinner is usually the big one, but switch it around. Leave lunch as it is, but for breakfast, have a big, big meal. As big as you can have it. And you will see you wouldn't even be hungry until like about 3 o'clock. I promise you, try it. At night, I know you want to eat all kind of stuff. I do. That is when I have no control. So at night, you want to actually eat crackers and cheese. That's one of my favorite poor people food. That's like pretty good. And sometimes I do have a little ice cream at night, but usually when I'm conscious about it and I'm going to have ice cream, I have it earlier in the day. That way your body have enough time to burn it out rather than going to sleep with it and turning it into fat. You understand? I guess this is going to turn into an episode or something. I'm not sure because I want to share 2 things with you that shaped my life. I was 2 years old and the boat episode, there was like a lot of people around. I don't remember who they were. I just remember when family come to visit and the house full. And I just remember, I could still remember it very, very vividly. In the backyard, I don't remember doing this other thing I'm going to tell you, but I remember the whole feeling about it. And what I did is that I pick up a young chicken and wring the neck and was sucking the blood. So my mouth had blood and stuff and everybody was screaming and bawling and I didn't know what I did wrong. I was 2 years old. And that was a bizarre thing for a 2-year-old to do. So I'll have to finish the other part tomorrow. But before I leave, I want to tell you, I wish you health. I wish you wealth. I wish you happiness. I wish you peace of mind. I wish you compassion. I wish you treat the world like you want to be treated. Stay blessed.